Myanmar and welcome to Myanmar Today. I am Henry Zin with the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. DJ Henry Zin brings us the first report on ASEAN-CHINA cooperation on energy transition and climate-resilient development. Agajor's coverage on regional government and LexisNexis signing memorandum of understanding. Williamson has the story on loss on fishery products in August. Lastly, David Tanner has a report on MCPA's selected students to participate in the World Robot Games 2019 in Thailand. Before we get to the reports, let's take a look at the local news. State Councillor and Union Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, Daw Aung San Suu Kyi, hosted ASEAN luncheon in commemoration of the 52nd anniversary of the founding of ASEAN on Tuesday at Park Royal Hotel in Naypyidaw. At the luncheon, the officials cordially exchanged views on matters of strengthening ASEAN unity, preserving ASEAN identity, and promoting ASEAN profile and public awareness, including ASEAN community building, its diverse culture and heritage. Prior to the luncheon, Union Minister for International Cooperation, U Jyotin, held an informal joint meeting with ASEAN ambassadors. During the meeting, the Union Minister updated the ambassadors on recent developments in Myanmar, and they exchanged views on issues of common interests and matters on the promotion of relations and cooperation under the context of both bilateral and ASEAN frameworks. Deputy Minister for Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement, U So-aung, Japanese Ambassador to Myanmar, Mr. Ichiro Maruyama, and Japanese journalists visited Mount Tor on Tuesday and met with displaced persons who returned to Myanmar last year and this year on their own volition under the UEHRD plan. During the meeting, U So-aung reiterated that Myanmar was carrying out repatriation as per the Myanmar-Bangladesh agreement. He said, following an intimation from Bangladesh, Myanmar officials had been in a state of readiness to welcome returnees on August 22nd. However, he added no one had returned on that day. At the meeting, Japanese Ambassador Mr. Ichiro Maruyama inquired the difficulties and requirements of the displaced people and the situation of those in neighboring countries. The Japanese government plans to provide humanitarian aid to the people. In response to a question, the returnees expressed their gratitude for the reception and said the camps in the neighboring countries lack security. They also said that their relatives in the neighboring countries were willing to come back, but they had been threatened against returning by terrorist group ARSA. They said their repatriation was in fact an escape from ARSA. The returnees reported difficulties in earning a livelihood as they were facing a lack of job opportunities. The Securities and Exchange Commission of Myanmar and the Asian Development Bank jointly organized a seminar at the Sule Shangri-La Hotel in Yangon on Tuesday, with expert talks on developing quality securities markets in emerging Asia. The three-day seminar will discuss good international practices in selling shares to the public that is crucial for development of capital market and exchange of shares among the listed companies in the stock market. International experts will also share knowledge on stimulating the interest of investors in securities market, regional scrutinizing practices to protect the investors, strengthening capital markets, disclosing and monitoring mechanisms for transparency, and new methods for market-oriented financial supply for SMEs. That's all with the local news, and we shall dive right into our first report. The Conference on ASEAN-China Cooperation on Energy Transition and Climate-Resilient Development is being held for 2 days, Wednesday and today, at the Peninsula Hotel, Bangkok, Thailand. This is aimed to bring officials and experts from ASEAN countries and China together to discuss and share on the issues on energy transition and climate targets. DJ Henry Zin tells us more.
The Conference on ASEAN-China Cooperation on Energy Transition and Climate-Resilient Development was held for 2 days from 28 to 29 August at the Peninsula Hotel, Bangkok, Thailand. The conference was co-hosted by Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment of Thailand, ASEAN-China Center, and Global Climate Action Initiative Secretariat, and also co-organized by Thailand Greenhouse Gas Management Organization and Global Environmental Institute. The attendees were officials from NDC implementing ministries and energy ministries in ASEAN countries, technical and policy experts from governmental research institutions, financial institutions, and impact investors and leading philanthropists. It is struggling globally to reduce greenhouse gas emission and achieve climate targets, along with supplying the necessary energy for the developing economy. ASEAN countries also have increased in energy consumption because of high growth in population and economy. They are working towards to reduce the energy intensity at the same time to increase the percentage of energy from renewables.
ASEAN needs a practical renewable energy development plans and implementation, as well as innovative financial solutions that enable climate commitment accomplishments. Many of concrete measures in reducing energy intensity and shifting towards renewable energy among ASEAN countries need resources and investment for their implementation to change production and consumption patterns toward sufficiency and sustainability. This ASEAN-China Regional Cooperation Conference on Energy Transition and Climate Resilience Development Conference is co-organized for the first time and call for all member parties to explore opportunities and challenges of energy transition in achieving Paris Agreement NDC and to share valuable experiences and best practices on relevant policy instruments, technical methodologies, and financial options, as well as to establish a partnership platform that explore potential collaborations on energy transition, renewable energy development, and green finance related to capacity building and pilot project implementation.
The conference included presentations and panel discussions focusing on renewable energy development and achieving NDC nationally determined contributions implementation. The attendees shared the missions and visions of their respective countries concerning transition into renewable energy and climate resilient development. Myanmar representatives from Ministry of Energy and Electricity and Development of Research and Innovation, Ministry of Education, also attended the conference.
Global Environmental Institute.
We have joint project with Global Environmental Institute GEI. So we attended this conference according to their invitation. From this conference, we could learn about updated technologies that other ASEAN countries are using for energy transition, as well as actions for climate change.
Representatives from China also contributed towards the ASEAN countries about their policies and actions under different topics.
It is to this end that today's conference was brought up, providing great opportunities for relevant stakeholders, including governments, academia, international organizations, and private sectors, to share practices, brainstorm on policy making, and foster potential cooperation in future. Ladies and gentlemen, ASEAN and China are good neighbors and good partners. Our relationship has continued to grow and thrive over the years. We launched the dialogue process in 1991 and forged a strategic partnership in 2003. Now, ASEAN-China relationship has entered a new phase of all-round development.
The officials and experts shared the political and technical practices in energy transition and climate targets, as well as they expected to establish the public-private partnership for further collaborative opportunities among ASEAN countries, as well as with China. That's all for now. This is Laura Switson from MI Radio.
That's a report on ASEAN-China cooperation on energy transition and climate resilient development. And we're going to take a look at the weather conditions now. In Yangon, it's going to be cloudy and showers mainly late in the day. There's going to be a thunderstorm in spots in the evening, otherwise cloudy at night. The daily outlook is around 32 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 37 degrees Celsius. There's a 77% chance of rain for the day. In Naypyidaw, it's going to be cloudy, widely separated thunderstorms in the afternoon. There'll be a shower or thunderstorm in the area in the evening, otherwise cloudy at night. The daily outlook is around 33 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 40 degrees Celsius. 44% chance of rain for the day. Watch for a heavy thunderstorm Saturday evening. In Mandalay, there's going to be a shower or thunderstorm in spots in the morning, otherwise variable cloudiness during the day. It'll be cloudy and there'll be widely separated thunderstorms late at night. The daily outlook is around 35 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 41 degrees Celsius. 40% chance of rain for the day. Stay with us. Agajor brings us a second report, and then we'll take a look at the stocks and currency exchange rates right after that. Yangon Region Government and LexisNexis signed an MOU on Wednesday at the Yangon Region Government Office. According to the cooperation deal, LexisNexis will provide the pre-scoping service, which is the first step in implementing the Housing and Real Estate Information System. The system is expected to assist the housing need of the Yangon population in a large scale. Agajor has more information.
Yangon Region Government and LexisNexis signed an MOU on Wednesday at the Yangon Region Government Office. According to the cooperation deal, LexisNexis will provide the pre-scoping service, which is the first step in implementing the four-step Housing and Real Estate Information System. LexisNexis is a corporation providing computer-assisted legal research as well as business research and risk management services. As of 2006, the company has the world's largest electronic database for legal and public records related information. For more on the Housing and Real Estate Information System and the regional government's deal with the corporation, U Pyo Min Thein, Yangon Region Chief Minister, elaborated.
HREIS ကိုထူထောင်ဖို့အကြံပြုခဲ့တာကျွန်တော်တို့ရှိပါတယ်။ဒီအကြံပြုချက်တွေကိုဆောင်ရွက်နိုင်ဖို့အတွက်ဆိုရင်သတင်းချက်လက်ပေါ်ထုတ်ရမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ဆောင်ရွက်မယ်ဆိုရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့လုပ်ငန်းစဉ်၄ခုကိုစတင်ဆောင်ရွက်တာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ပထမတစ်ခုကတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့
To understand the housing status of Yangon, the Yangon Region Government and the Asia Development Bank conduct a research together. We were advised to implement the Housing and Real Estate Information System. To implement, we need to do four steps. First step is the pre-scoping to develop the system. After that, we need to call for tender to get a company which will develop the HREIS system. Then, after tender process, we will be able to develop the system. This is the third step. The fourth step is to sustain the growth of the system and the operational function of the system. So, LexisNexis offered to help us with the first step of pre-scoping for the system, and we are here to sign MOU for that.
Yangon is the most densely populated city with growing urban population. More than 5 million people live in Yangon. Yangon also generates 1/4 of the entire country's GDP. There are about 1.6 million households residing in the city, of which 64% are house owners and the other 35% are renters. So more of the safe and proper housings are very much required. As there are 29 industrial zones and job opportunities in Yangon, this attracts a great number of migrant workers to the city, and the housing need for them is on the increase day by day. U Myan Nai, Deputy Director General from Department of Urban and Housing Development, Ministry of Construction said.
LexisNexis ကုမ္ပဏီရဲ့စမ်းစစ်ချက်အရကျွန်တော်နိုင်ငံမှာဘယ်လိုစနစ်မျိုးထူထောင်သင့်တယ်
LexisNexis will collect the data, and after that, we will have to consider who will handle the collected information. Is it the private sector or the government or both? For example, in Thailand, database system is handled by the private sector, where institutions are established to oversee the data. But in Malaysia, the government controls 100% by the law.
The data will be uploaded on a platform which will either be open to public access or the private businesses. The data collecting will take some years to get mature, and the data on the system is expected to get mature in 5 years for utilization. Managing Director for LexisNexis Southeast Asia, Ms. Gayatri Raman said,
For most people, an MOU is the beginning of a journey. This MOU definitely today is the beginning of what we hope to be a fruitful and fulfilling journey in supporting access to affordable housing in Myanmar. We hope that the conclusion of this journey is the increased availability of affordable housing in this city. However, for us in LexisNexis, this MOU represents a continuation of a journey that began 6 years ago in 2013.
This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
That's a report on regional government and LexisNexis signing Memorandum of Understanding. Let's take a look at the currency rates from Myanmar Central Bank. $1 is at 1,520 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 212 kyats. €1 is at 1,685 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,853 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,094 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 360 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 49 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,541. Silver is at $18, and Brent crude oil is at $55. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI dropped 500 at 11,500. MTSH remains at 4,100. MCB remains at 8,300. FPB went up 500 and it's now at 25,500. TMH remains at 3,050. You're watching MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can go to our website at miradio.com.mm and listen to our radio programs live on the website. If you're on FM, catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Or you can simply download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices, so you can listen to our radio programs on the go very conveniently. Alright, let's move on to the next report. Due to flood and other issues, the fishery industries saw loss in the month of August. The loss mostly occurred in Mun and Kayin states after the flood hit those two areas. On top of the damage brought by the flood, the fishery products also faced another loss due to roadblock as the trucks loaded with fishery products were unable to pass the border for exporting. It amounted to an estimate of 1 billion kyats. Williamson gives us the details.
The recent flood in the southern part of Myanmar has brought loss of lives and other properties to the people as the flood reached unexpected level. According to Myanmar Fisheries Federation, after the flood hit Mon and Kayin states, the loss related to fishery farms from both the states are estimated to be around 280 million kyats. Speaking at the regular meeting of Myanmar Fishery Federation's Win Jain, the chairman of Myanmar Fishery Federation, said,
The continuous rain, unusual tide from lower part of Myanmar, and the torrents from Irrawaddy and Chindun rivers are some of the most worrying issues for the fishery farms. Fortunately, we didn't face any serious flood issues in central Myanmar, where most of the fishery farms are located. Every year, the fishery farms in Yangon region, Irrawaddy region and Bago region had to go through preventive measures for possible flood. But considering the present situation of the weather, the fishery farms are unlikely to suffer the flood anymore. Even if there is heavy rain and flood, there won't be much loss like the previous year. However, Mon and Kayin states were affected seriously by the flood. The flood affected the areas which were not affected usually in the previous year. In Kayin state, 703 acres of fishery farms were affected by flood, which resulted in the loss worth around 250 million kyats, even though the flood was severe. There are few fishery farms in Moon State. 79 acres of fishery farms were affected by flood, with the loss of 29.6 million juts worth of products.
After 31st of August, the fishing season is open to the fishermen, which has been closed for 3 months since the month of June. In the previous years, the fishing was restricted to some fishermen according to the size of their boats, but from 2019, it is prohibited to all the fishermen during the closed season. After 3 months of closed season, the fish are expected to enter the market by the mid of September. Anguilla bicolor is one of the most demanded fish in Japan, South Korea, and China. But Anguilla bicolor is one of the endangered fish in the world. Seeing the demands of Anguilla bicolor in these countries, Myanmar must act soon to rear Anguilla bicolor if it wants to penetrate the international market in the fishery industries. But the problem with Anguilla bicolor is it is expensive to rear, and so far the process has not been successful in hatching Anguilla bicolor. Speaking to the media, Dr. Tonandatin, the vice chairperson of Myanmar Fisheries Federation, said,
trading မလုပ်ရဘူးဟာလားတားဖောက်ကို trading မလုပ်ရဘူးဟာလားဒီရောင်းဝယ်ဖောက်ကားခြင်းမပြုရဘူးဆိုရဲညွှန်ကြားချက်
In order to prevent Anguilla bicolor from being extinct, we need to have strict rules and regulations which prevent the illegal trading and illegal husbandry of Anguilla bicolor. If we have strong law enforcement, we will have Anguilla bicolor exclusively, and we will get more benefits by rearing Anguilla bicolor to its full growth, but trading it in initial state does not have much profit. According to the Belt and Road International Eel Industrial and Technological Innovation Strategic Alliance, the government of China will support fishery farms in Myanmar for the development of the fishery products.
95% of fishery products exported to China are exported by land road, but recent roadblock has resulted in a big loss to the fishery products. Recently, the trucks loaded with eels and Anguilla bicolor had to dump the products after they were not able to pass the border. The report by Myanmar Fishery Federation stated that 30 trucks with mostly eels had to sell the products in the lowest price to avoid complete loss, but a truck worth 30 million juts could only bring around 2 million juts due to the blockage. Around 30 trucks bore the loss worth around 900 million juts. This is Winlinson reporting for MI Radio.
That's a report on loss on fishery products in August. Well, finally, we got our last report on MCPA's selected students to participate in the World Robot Games 2019 in Thailand. Myanmar Computer Professionals Association's selected students will participate in the upcoming World Robot Games 2019 in Thailand. MCPA made a press conference on details which was held at Myanmar ICT Park on 22nd of August. Our reporter, David Henry, has the details. Take it away.
The World Robot Games 2019 will take place in Zia Rangsit Grand Diamond Hall on 29th to 31st August 2019 in Bangkok, Thailand. The WRG 2019 theme Robotics at Home focuses on promoting and encouraging the use of robotics and AI, which is artificial intelligence, in homes. Teams are challenged not only against each other in the competitions, but also to innovate and create robots according to this theme. Initial lists of participating countries include Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, China, Myanmar, and more. With that being said, let's hear out from Uzo Winton, Secretary of MCPA, regarding the press release.
That robotics 2018 in Thailand. This case, I think many years ago, they just had the Thailand. But that's Myanmar is the first time competition with this case. How we choose this organization, because we introduced from Philippine Pioneer King organization. They introduced me in Myanmar joined to Thailand King. At the time, I very interested last year. At the time, I choose the mainly participate from Myanmar, mostly from the University of UIT Technical University. We choose mainly participate from the student.
I've also asked him about what kind of category will Myanmar team be participating in the competition. Let's find out.
Actually, that case, they are depend on the three level. The first level for secondary school, second level for high school, third level for university or open. So at the time, we consider Myanmar side, because now Thailand robot case, 10 countries participates in this case, 10 countries, including Myanmar. At the time, we want to apply for case, which will be we are applying, we thinking. So we choose three things. One for the open for university. So we thinking the three category case. One for rect robot, another one for bi robot, another one for line tracing. We choose three. So we consider for the student. The students see, okay, we can accept for a competition. We want to try. That's why we choose the three universities in Myanmar. So we will be going to the competition this month.
General knowledge time. Robotics is an interdisciplinary branch of engineering and science that includes mechanical engineering, electronic engineering, information engineering, computer science, and others. In the past, I have also interviewed one of the representative participants for the WRG 2019, Mat Nguyen Chan Lee, who is a third-year student from Yangon Technological University, for how she has been chosen as a participant. Let's find out.
Hello, my name is Nguyen Chan Lee, and I'm third-year student from Yangon Technological University. I'm studying majoring at Computer Engineering and Information Technology.
Okay.
Last year, we participated in a competition named APT for firefighting robot, and then we won the first prize. So the organizers, they contact us. Would you like to contact in wearable games? And it's first time experience. So yes, we'll try our best.
I've also asked her for how she is feeling and what kind of preparation has she been making to participate in the competition as well. Let's find out.
Two group members, me and Wimiano, my teammate. In the competition, there are many rules, like the height should be over 60 centimeters so that you can get higher marks, but that's quite a big challenge for us. Actually, we're majoring at computer engineer, so it is quite difficult for us to participate in this, but we learn. If we don't know something, we learn, and I think we will be ready for it. Yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm scared too, because this is really first time experience.
Reporter David Turner reporting from Myanmar International Radio, signing out for now.
That's all the reports we have for today. Now let's take a look around on the international landscape. Apple has apologized following revelations that it paid third-party workers to listen to voice recordings of Siri users. The practice, known as grading, has been used by several tech firms as a way of improving the quality of speech recognition. However, Apple, Google, and Microsoft all halted such work recently following public outcry. Apple said it plans to resume grading, but only for Siri users who opt in. The firm added that in the future, only its own employees will be able to access recordings, not third-party workers at contracted firms. Earlier this month, The company said it had halted grading following reports that workers had heard recordings containing intimate remarks made by Siri users. Such recordings can be made accidentally, for example, when the Siri app interprets another word or noise as the utterance, "Hey Siri," which is used to launch voice recognition. Well, that's all we have for now on Myanmar Today. Catch the show on MITV every evening, Monday to Friday at 8:30. You can also join me on MI Radio from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., 1 to 1:30 p.m., and from 7:30 to 8 in the evening. Don't forget to drop your comments and messages on our Facebook posts. We'll be back with more news and reports. Thank you for joining us. I am Henry Zin. Have a great day, everyone.